Hello, welcome back to the episode. It has been a while, but in this week's video, I'm going to be showing you the top 10 essential items that I use in my camper van every single time I go away. And these are items I cannot live without. So if you want to find out what these items are, stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start inside the van. And this is number 10, so this is the 10th most essential item. And this is an item that I cannot live without. So I actually lost it for a month and then found it again, but this is so important for a good night's sleep. And this item is, are we ready? A spirit level. And it seems small and it seems almost irrelevant. You think, why do you need a spirit level? But sleeping on level ground makes so much difference. If anyone's ever slept, even in a tent or anywhere, on a slope like that or a slope like that, you cannot have a good night's sleep on a slope. I mean, maybe some people can. Maybe if you've had enough to drink, you can, but you cannot have a good night's sleep on a slope. So let me just show you. I place the spirit level at the back of the van when I'm leveling the van out. And as you can see, it's almost perfect. And it doesn't obviously need to be perfect. It just needs to be almost perfect, like me. And then, and then, and then you can have a flat. Sorry, right, serious. Then you can have a flat van and you can have a good night's sleep. And that ties in with the second item, which is outside. So I'm going to take you back outside. Also, look at this view. Everyone just admire that view for a second while I get my shoes back on. So number 9 on the essentials list ties in with number 10. So both of them are very important. And number 9 is, can I get a drum roll, please? These things, which some people call levelers, I call them chocks. I don't know why I call them chocks, but these particular ones have 3 levels. So that's the bottom level, that's the middle, and that's the top. So we use these to get the van nice and level. So right now we're on a slight down slope, so I've put them on the top one. So moving on to number 8. This piece of equipment is very important. It's to do with electricity. So we have solar panels on the roof that feed into a leisure battery, but we don't have an inverter, so we cannot power our 3-pin plug sockets. We can power the fridge, the TV is 12 volts, so anything that's 12 volts, like the USB sockets, we can power. But we cannot power any 3-pin plugs, so we can't charge laptops and we cannot use the microwave. And when we got a quote to get like a full electric setup, we were quoted £5,000, which was obviously for like the biggest setup, but instead we bought a giant power bank. Are you ready? Here it is. This is called an Eco Flow. Everyone say wow. So on this side we have USB-C sockets, USB sockets. That is the on button. And then if I turn it around, it's bloody heavy. This side we have plug sockets and a 12-volt socket just there. And this is a game changer. So this basically saved us from having to get a full electrical setup. And the best thing with this is it's portable, so you can take it outside and you can take it, like even if you go to the beach for the day, it is heavy, but you can take it. So to power the microwave, just plug this in, switch it on, and here we go, the microwave's going. And on the front of the screen, it will tell you how many hours you have left. So if I power the microwave, let me close this door. So if I power the microwave, it's saying we have 45 minutes left. And if I stop the microwave, or should I say a microwave, it's counting up. So it's good that it tells you how many hours you've got left. So the battery's at 99%, so this was pretty much full. Right now, as it stands, powering absolutely nothing, we have 59 hours. If I plug something into the USB, hold the line. If I plug my phone into the USB socket, just like so. Oh wait, switch it on, that would help. That's now charging. So charging one device, it has dropped considerably, but 37 hours of charging a phone. So if you're only going away for a weekend, that is going to be more than enough. Obviously, if you're powering the microwave, you can probably only use it a couple of times, but it's still an absolute game changer. Moving on, number 7 on my list, and this is something that we use only in the summer, but we cannot live without in the summer. Can I get a drum roll? A fan. This is only a 12-volt fan, so it just plugs into the normal USB socket, so you don't need any more electricity. It just charges off a USB-C. Amazing. And without this, it's almost impossible to sleep in the van overnight. So right now, this is the daytime and it's overcast. The temperature in here, even though it's backwards, that's saying 23.7. On hot days, so tomorrow it's due to be, I think, 29 degrees. So the van, when it's that hot, holds the heat, and then at night it's just unbearable. So this thing is a life changer. It's got 3 settings. That's setting 1, setting 2, setting 3, and it's actually so powerful. I don't know if you can hear it. It's just fanning away, and it's bloody lovely, bloody lovely. If I put it next to this, hopefully it will cool the van down. That's funny, but yeah, this is number 7 on the essentials campervan list. Okay, moving on to number 6. So the 6th most I don't even know what I'm saying. The 6th most essential item on our campervan list is, drumroll please, I hope you like these drum rolls. Right, I'm spinning you around. This is the 6th most essential item. Under here, and it's a washing up bowl. Now this isn't something we can forget because it lives in the sink, but without this it would be impossible. So the best thing with this is we can like wash our dishes, we can leave dishes in here, but then we can also, when we're at a campsite, put all our dishes in there and then take this to the sinks that are provided at the campsites. And what's amazing is we managed to find a washing up bowl thanks to people on the forum, on the Elders CV forum, that fit the sink perfectly. And then even better, so we had like this like piece of wood that was on top of the sink. We have a chopping board that fits perfectly where the piece of wood used to be. So that gives us extra worktop space, and we can use it as a chopping board, and we don't have to worry about damaging the worktop. Perfect. So number 5 on the campervan essentials list, which I've only just discovered in the last couple of years, is, can I get a drum roll please? This thing. So this is a towel robe. This particular towel robe is a microfiber, and it has a hood. So if you're staying on a campsite and you have to go for a shower, the worst part about going for a shower on a campsite is walking back with a towel around your waist. And obviously you could take your clothes to the shower and change there, but like it's just difficult to get dry properly. So this thing, towel robe, could not live without it. Could not. Every time I forget my towel robe, I just don't even want to go for a shower because the thought of having to do the walk shower shame, it's just not fun. So I would say this is one of the most important essential items when coming away in the van. And the best part is you put the hood up, put your head down, walk back, no one knows it's you. When I used to walk back in a towel, I once walked back, dropped my clothes, and then had to pick them up, and then my towel nearly fell off. So no one wants to see that. No one wants to see that. So this towel robe is a game changer. So the next essential camping item, and it is important that you get this one right because you'll be spending a lot of time sat on this item, and it is the famous camping chair. So these are our upgraded camping chairs that we bought last year, called Trail Outdoor Leisure. Bloody lovely. And in here, in this tiny bag, are the old camping chairs that we don't use that often because they're a bit of a faff to set up, but they're so small. And I'm going to show you how this chair assembles. There we go. So the good thing with these chairs is these chairs were cheap, but the thing I found with them is they're quite low down and there's no back support really. And after about probably 20 minutes, you start to get backache because they're just not very comfortable. But if you're only going away, and it's making a bit of a noise there. If you're only going away for a weekend and you haven't got much space, these camping chairs are ideal. But I definitely much prefer these big ones. You can see the difference in size. Moving on swiftly, the next essential item, and this is an item that I cannot live without in the van, and that item is, drumroll please, the famous croc. Look at that. The famous croc, because there's nothing easier than slipping on your Crocs, stepping outside. Obviously it doesn't have to be Crocs, it can be like flip-flops or sliders, but these are amazing because you can put them in sport mode, flick that bar over, and now you've basically got a shoe that isn't going anywhere. And the reason that the Crocs are an essential item is because a lot of campsites aren't the cleanest, so to be able to wear them in the shower and they can get wet and then you can walk to the shower and then walk back from the shower in them, you can take them to the beach. They are just so versatile. So a lot of the time you'll be camping on grass, so the grass will be wet, so you can just throw your Crocs on. You don't have to worry about getting wet shoes. So that is an essential item. Cannot go anywhere without my Crocs. Okay, up next, this is an essential item that I cannot live without and that I use on a daily basis. And that item is, drumroll please, the dustpan and brush. Let's brush this grass out. And that is because most of the time you'll be staying in fields like this, or you'll be staying somewhere where bits of grass, dirt, stones get inside the van. And it is very annoying. So just having a dustpan and brush, be able to brush everything out quickly, make the van nice and clean, game changer. You do not want to get anywhere without a dustpan and brush. And last, but certainly not least, the final essential item on my 10 top essential campervan items is fairy lights. So when it comes to fairy lights, there are so many options and they're so cheap. But I bought these fairy lights for a few reasons. One, because it works as just a nice table lamp, so that will sit on the table in the evening. Or there's a little buckle here on the side. If you pull that, you get real life fairy lights. Like, look at this, and then these will just wrap around the van, and they're super bright. And the best thing with these, smiley face, the best thing with these is you can charge them off a USB-C, so they don't need batteries, they're just charged off a USB-C. And yeah, they're very long. And the reason that why I say these are so essential, because I can hear you all saying, wait there, I can hear you all saying, I can see lights behind you. Yes, we have, bear with, these lights up here. But they are not only really bright, they're like little spotlights. And no matter where you turn them, I just find they're not a very nice light. So even if you turn them away, they're just too bright. Whereas these, they're a nice warm colour. And they just really set the mood. So these are the most essential item, like coming away and not having these and just having these horrible white lights that are definitely too bright. Or the main light that's even brighter. I don't know why like there's so many lights in this van, because they are certainly not needed. And that's a wrap. That is the top 10 essential campervan items for camper vanning. That is my top 10 essential cameras. I'm not saying that's what you must have, but If there's anything in there that you found helpful, let me know in the comments below. And if there's any items that you find essential, also please let me know in the comments below, because they could be very helpful. So I just want to say a massive thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, or even if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel. So in the comments below, I'm going to put a link down there to all of the items that I find essential, so you can go and buy any of those items.